H2O power, the amazing superpower that is water. I figured we'd go back to some basics, and what could be more basic than water? So here we are. Now, did you know that the human body was made up of over 60% water? 60%. No wonder water is so vital to our overall health and well-being in life. The human body can't function without water. And without water, we go to dehydration, and with that, it could lead to other serious health conditions. Hi, my name is Missy Naughton, and I am a health and fitness expert that's been helping people find their healthy balance for 20 years. With disabilities, lupus, and age, I've been struggling to find my current healthy balance. It is my hope that you are here to join me in finding our healthy balance together. Today we'll be discussing the vital functions that water has on the human body. Then we'll discuss a little bit about the consequences of dehydration, and then I'll give you some tips on how to maintain optimal hydration status in your body. First, we're going to talk about vital functions. Water performs many vital functions in the human body. Things like transporting all your nutrients and your oxygen to your cells. Things like flushing out your toxins and your waste out of your body. And not to mention regulating your body temperature. Water is also essential for healthy, glowing skin. Nearly all the systems in the body require water in order to function properly. So let's break these down into a little bit more detail and show you how water is involved in countless processes in the human body. First, we'll talk about overall hydration. As we mentioned already, it is very important for transporting the nutrients and the oxygen and hormones to the cells in your body. It's also responsible for taking your waste and your toxins in your body and flushing them out of your system. And through sweat, urine, and bowel movements, we get rid of these wastes and toxins. Therefore, it actually makes it a little bit easier on our liver and our kidneys to function properly. It can also increase energy by increasing the metabolic rate up to 30%. That's pretty cool. Next, we'll talk about temperature regulations. Through sweating and evaporation, our body's able to maintain our body temperature to optimum levels. It keeps us from overheating when we have physical activity or we're in an environment that's hot. Next, we'll look at one of my favorites, joint lubrication and protection. Water lubricates the joints, keeping it from friction and harming your joints as you move throughout the day. It also is responsible for protecting our spinal cord, and it also moistens things like our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. Lastly, we'll look at digestion and absorption of the nutrition. Water breaks down the nutrients, and therefore it's easier to absorb as it moves through the gastrointestinal tract. Plus, drinking water can play an important role on weight loss. It helps to fill our stomachs, help us feel full, and therefore we eat less. It also helps reduce in your appetite and your caloric intake. Next, we'll look at the consequences of dehydration. The body really needs the hydration from the water, and if we don't, we get dehydrated, and it could lead to mild symptoms. Things like headaches and fatigue and dizziness and, even anxiety, the cognitive process, in order to prevent confusion, because there can be swelling on the brain, which will cause a lot of confusion if you don't have enough. And ultimately, it could also lead to seizures. These are just some of the mild consequences that we could have of dehydration. Prolonged dehydration can lead to long-term health problems, things like kidney stones or urinary tract infections, or even things like kidney damage and even hypertension. Dehydration occurs when the body loses more water than it takes in. This can damage the delicate balance we have in our bodies. Dehydration can lead to more adverse effects, things like impaired cognitive function. As I mentioned before, dehydration can impact negatively in things like our alertness, our focus, things like your short-term memory, things in regard to, let's say your mood even, your ability to just plain and simple pay attention. It can also decrease physical performance. When the body doesn't get enough hydration, it weakens the strength, and therefore we can't perform to our optimal athletic performance. Not to mention, dehydration can also add to digestive issues. It can cause things like constipation or acid reflux. Dehydration can also lead to impaired skin health. Water is very important for maintaining the elasticity and moisture in your skin, and without it, it can become dry, flaky, and it can even cause premature aging. It can also cause kidney dysfunction. It puts a strain on the kidneys, and therefore it hinders the ability for the kidney to filter the waste out of our system efficiently. Last, we'll look at the increased risk of urinary tract infections. Water helps to flush the bacteria through the urinary tract, and therefore it reduces the risk of infection. Now we're going to look at some strategies for optimal hydration. First off, drink ample water. Yes, it's been said in the past to drink your 8-ounce glasses of water a day, but the ACSM, the American College of Sports Medicine, has a good equation, I guess you could call it, for finding out how much water you should be ingesting. And this is what I've gone by for years, and I've worked through with many clients. They say to take your body weight, so let's say you weigh 200 pounds, they say to take your body weight and divide that in half. That would be 100. Well, 100 would be the amount of ounces that you would drink in a day. Now you would have to change this based on your physical activity and your climate wherever you might live. So let's say that we add a 60-minute workout to our day. They say with every 30 minutes, you have to add 12 ounces of water. So 60 minutes divided by 30 would be 2, and multiply that by 12 ounces of water, that would give us 24. And then we add that 24 to the original 100. So now, if let's say you weigh 200 pounds, we recommend that you have 124 ounces of water a day when you have a workout of 60 minutes. Another little tip is to eat hydrating foods, things like fruits, vegetables, even some soups. But be careful with the soups because some of them can have high sodium levels in them, so just be careful, but soup is also a good one to have. Also, hydrate before, during, and after exercise. Make sure you take in plenty before you exercise. Sip the water throughout the exercising, and then replenish it in the end. Next, go easy on the diuretics. Diuretics actually remove water from the cells instead of replenishing it. Things like coffee, tea, soda, and even some fruit juices can have a diuretic effect on your body. Also, you can maintain the color of your urine. Keep an eye out for it. If you want a light yellow color, kind of like the color of straw, and if it's any darker than that, then you are dehydrated and you need to increase your water intake. Another little pointer is to set some hydration reminders, things like on your cell phone or other devices, to help you remember to drink water throughout the day. Another point that I like to look at is sip between meals. When you drink water during meals, it can dilute your stomach acid and your enzymes, and that can decrease the absorption of the nutrition as it goes throughout your system. Last, be mindful of your environment. If you live in a hot environment or a high altitude, or even a place that just uses a lot of air conditioning and heating, that can also dehydrate you. So, water is not just a thirst quencher. It's like magic for the human body. By ensuring proper hydration, we can make sure that we have optimal body functions, we can have cognitive functioning, we can support digestion, and just have a great overall health. Recognize the importance of water, and by adding a few simple things to our day, we can ensure that we have more vitality, energy in our day, and, oh, let's just face it, it makes our bodies feel a lot better. So let's keep our minds sharp, increase our energy, and make sure we have healthy, glowing skin. So let's raise our water bottles, and we toast to cheers the amazingness of water. Clearly, I need more.